Welcome back, everyone. Now, every year, Hallmark Keepsake Ornaments decorate our trees and remind us all of the magic of Christmas in our lives. And we are now joined by one of Hallmark's master sculptors, and she is going to help us transform our tree into a winter wonderland. Welcome back to our home, Tammy Haddix. Welcome back, Tammy.
Thank you for having me again. It's so great to be here.
I mean, you really are an amazing artist, and you have been working for Hallmark for 30 years.
Yep.
My goodness, but it was well before you started working for Hallmark that your love of art began.
It did. It began as soon as I could hold a pencil in my hand. So my mom and dad always encouraged my creativity, but I also liked to draw in the closet, on the walls, and underneath the kitchen counter, or the cabinets in the bathroom and such. So they would find my drawings all over. Luckily, they didn't get too mad at me. So.
Well, I bet those drawings underneath the kitchen counters would be worth something these days. Exactly, we could find them. If you're living in that house, you might want to look under the cabinets. But you also encouraged your sons.
I did. Both my boys were creative when they were younger. My youngest, Benjamin, loved to do like graffiti art.
Oh, how fun.
And my oldest liked to do lettering. Like he'd take people's names and he'd design the lettering for them, and he'd do it in school and give them as gifts to friends.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, with a mom like that's always creating, of course, they were going to create too. Well, today you are going to join the DIY department.
I am.
And you are going to show us how to turn our Christmas trees into winter wonderlands using some of your beautiful ornaments.
I am. What I did this year at my Christmas trees, I took lanterns that I collect. I had like a dozen of them or so, and I thought, what am I going to do with these? So I decided to take my keepsake ornaments as well, which I have tons of, and add them to my lanterns and tuck them into my tree.
Right, and change it up a bit.
Oh, you can see it there. You can see in the picture.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's what it looked like.
And I love how you put these cute little lights through it.
I use these light strands that are battery powered.
These are wonderful. We use them for everything.
Do you?
We're obsessed
Well, I
with
like these that are timered, because once they're stuck in your tree, they're harder to get to turn them off and on. So I just leave them turned on the timer, and then they'll turn off and on.
Okay, so what do we do? First, I suppose we have to find some lanterns, right?
You pick a lantern. I have a little one here for you. And your lights are I already tucked those in there for you. So we tuck them in.
And you can find these probably at secondhand shops or online.
Oh, you can find lanterns anywhere. You can even find lanterns at Hallmark. In
Oh,
the store they have some too.
Okay, good to know. And I bet it's important to have this little barn door on it.
Yeah, well, the door is nice. I actually like to leave the doors open when they're on the tree because it kind of shows off the ornaments more that are inside.
Okay, but you have to be able to get into it somehow,
yeah, so you kind of take the lights and you'll tuck them up inside and kind of lace them through, or you can use hot glue and hot glue them into place.
If you want to keep them there?
Yeah, if you want them to stay more permanently, you can kind of tuck them up in there. And then the next thing we do is we take styrofoam, this sheet styrofoam here, and we'll cut a piece to kind of fit inside yours. You can kind of just cut it.
On top of it?
Yeah, you can just kind of cut it in here somewhere
right there?
a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, it's messy, which is great.
It's almost like snow.
I know, it is like snow. So then you just kind of tuck that on top. And what that does, it kind of, hides the battery pack a little bit.
Okay.
See if we can get
so far, so good.
Yeah, and then we use our lanterns as a template. So you'll take your lantern and you'll sit it on top of here.
Okay.
And you'll kind of sit it over to the corner. And then you'll cut
around it.
Cut around it. And what it does is it makes the snow batting a little bit bigger than the inside.
And you can get the snow batting at a craft store.
You can, any craft store.
Yeah.
Or you can even use quilt batting like they use for quilting.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And so then you take your batting and you'll tuck it in here.
Okay. Kind of make it overflow, make it look like lots of snow.
And you can use I should have gotten out a popsicle stick for you too. And you'll tuck it down inside.
Okay.
You can hot glue it in there if you want it to be more permanent. It doesn't have to be, but sometimes people want to take stuff apart and put it away.
Right, so you can store it more.
Yeah, so then you kind of, here you can use a popsicle stick and kind of tuck it
in there. Okay. Well, Tammy, mine's going to hang out just a little bit. It's all right.
It can be finessed when you hang it on the tree.
There's a lot of snow happening in my neighborhood right now.
Yeah, and then you've got the Frosty Fun Decade ornament.
Which, by the way, I love this Frosty Fun Decade ornament. And I'm sad to see it come to an end, but we can't help it. It's 2019. The decade's coming to an end.
It is. So he's waving goodbye to the decade.
Oh, and I love that you put pom-poms because the different texture.
It adds a nice softness to it.
It's really cute.
Add addition to it.
Okay, so I'm going to tuck him in there and then put some trees around him.
Yeah, and you can tuck trees around. It might be a little hard to do at that angle. And I've got the Holiday Parade series.
Which is the first in the series. This is starting this year.
It is. It's my first one in this series.
And it also happens to have your name on it, Tammy. Tell us about this
Well, what happened with that is we decided to name these pieces after the studio artist. So that's the sketch for this one.
So you sketched this. This is how it starts, and that's how it came alive.
Yeah, and it changes a little bit. Like, see, it's got a little tree on the hood. It actually ended up with an ornament or a wreath on the hood.
That's adorable. And then this is the one for next year.
And that's the second in the series. That one actually is named after Sharon Visker, who does season's greetings, a lot of sweets and baked stuff. So that's a little bakery, Sharon's Bakery.
It has a little
donut tree.
donut tree
I know,
in the
it turned out
back.
really
That's
fun.
adorable.
Little cupcake on the hood.
All right,
So
while you tuck that guy, the little truck in there.
Yep. You can also
Now,
put
I know
trees
that
in.
also making these trucks is something that's very nostalgic for you because you and your
is.
dad used to work on cars
We
together.
did. When I was a kid, my dad owned a body shop, and he would restore old cars, Corvettes, trucks, any kind of car you can imagine. There's my daddy.
Sweet as that.
And there's me working on my first car.
Tammy!
That is a Mustang. And with I'd get out there, I was out there underneath taking the bumper off because we were getting ready to paint it. So
doing
it
these
was fun.
trucks is really something.
So
that's
doing
super
trucks and
special to
cars.
you.
So the trucks were inspired by him. So
And the snowmen were just inspired by the fact that you loved snowmen your whole life
True.
because the snowmen have really
True.
sort of become your expertise.
snowmen are definitely something I love to do. I've created snowmen since I was a kid. And I love snowmen in ornaments because they can kind of represent anybody. They can be your mom, they can be your dad, they can be a boy, they can be a girl.
Yeah.
So
And you have a couple of them over here that I absolutely love.
Yes.
This Buddies one, the
Snow
Snow
Buddies.
Buddies with the alpaca is just
Yes.
too cute. And how about the milk and cookies?
Milk and Cookies one.
Down
That's
over
my
here.
Making Memories series. They're made fresh cookies for Santa and a cup of milk, and there's a little kitten hiding under the table waiting for some snacks.
Oh my goodness, I'll tell
Hoping
you
Santa
what.
drops something.
That is the perfect
cute?
ornament for us because you know we find every fur baby their forever home.
yeah.
I think this one's already got a
There
home.
you go. He's got a home.
And by the way, your Holiday Parade series has a home on our Christmas
Yes,
tree here.
definitely.
I don't know if you noticed, Lawrence hung it on the tree a little bit earlier. So now we're going to hang our lanterns on the
Yes,
tree as well.
we
Oh, we're going to
are.
leave it open, right?
Yeah, well, I like to leave them open. You kind of make a little opening in your tree, kind of spread the branches around, and sometimes I'll even take a branch
And stick it right
and kind of stick it through, and
That's
it
a
kind of
great
helps
idea.
hide it. And if it doesn't anchor in there
There you
enough,
go.
if it doesn't anchor in there enough, you can use the wire to help tighten it up.
I think we got it.
Got that one in there.
Well done, Tammy.
But that's how you
You've
do
done
'em.
it. Now, not only you are a mastered ornament maker,
Yes.
you're also a master DIYer, my friend.
First one.
You all can visit Hallmark.com or your local Gold Crown stores to find Tammy's ornaments. You can also visit HallmarkChannel.com for full instructions on her Winter Wonderland tree.